As a human being, or I can speak from my experience, I know I'm always looking to expand, to become a greater version of myself, to learn something and become a new version, to learn a skill or something of that nature. And I would assume for most people, this is part of their reality, because we have an experience, and from an experience, we like something or not like, and we prefer something better. And in that same way, we are becoming new. I don't think as human beings we stay static. Of course, we have names which we identify with. We have different character traits which we identify with because perhaps growing up, this is what we've learned ourselves as being, and this is what we identify with as egoic minds, right? But irrespective of that, I believe, like everything in reality, things are always changing. So we are also always changing, second by second, day by day, night by night. Every moment by moment, we are changing. And there are situations that we may have faced in the past that because we've changed, when we face again today and in the future, we will do different things. There's sometimes life takes us through certain experiences that they change who we are, and then you meet people from the past. Man, you've changed, you're not the same person. Well, I believe this is because energy is always in flow, and we are part of energy. We are one with it, so we are also always in flow and changing. Whether we like it or not, change is always happening. And for me, what I would like to talk about, what I like to contemplate, is how to be a conscious creator or director of this change. Not just changing because I'm a leaf blowing in the wind and the wind is just throwing me anywhere, but changing because I choose to become this. I am consciously becoming the new version of myself that I envision myself to be, right? How do I do this? How does one do this? I think it goes back down to the thing I'm always talking about, which is vibration and frequency. Everything is vibrating in this everlasting infinite flow of the field of energy, right? And the vibration you are, or the frequency at which you're vibrating at, determines what you are. Every single thing we have around us has different vibrational frequency. If you went down to the atomic level and the subatomic level, I'm sure you'd be able to see the particles vibrating differently. The way the particle vibrates for me is what allows it to pop up as it is. We're living in what they say is an illusion. And the illusion for me is happening because of how things are vibrating. It's playing out the way it's playing because a solid object vibrates differently from a liquid object. A tree of one kind vibrates differently from a tree of another kind. You as a human being vibrates differently from another human being. You have a unique vibration that makes you you, right? And just as take a picture, the different pixels make up the picture. And you look at the picture and you see maybe a person sitting in their car. But when you zoom in, you realize that they're made up of different pixels, all of different colors, all of different vibrations. In the same way, the field of experience we have all around us is made up of different particles vibrating differently, dynamically, and changing all the time. So vibration is everything, and the frequency determines the vibration. It's like your TV station, right? The different channels are on different frequencies, or the old radios. In the old radios, you tune the dial and try to find the right frequency, and when you hit the frequency where the channel is being transmitted on, you hit it and you're able to hear someone talking. It's like your cell phone. You pick your cell phone up, you dial a particular number, and you call and you reach the other person. That is a particular frequency line that you're on. If you miss the wrong number, you won't be able to get that same person. So everything is just a complex mishmash of vibrating frequencies. So from this, you can understand that you are a particular frequency, I'm a particular frequency. So if I want to become a new person, it's about shifting, tuning my frequency to a new person. If I can tune my frequency in different ways, and how you're able to even understand this or know this within your body is through emotion, right? Your emotions are telling you that you're on different frequencies. And it's very clear, if you are honest with yourself, the emotion of joy, of happiness, of elation, gratitude is a different frequency from the emotion of sadness, feeling morose, feeling less than, feeling helpless, to the point where even your body sometimes even reacts to it. Your body can be like this or like that. Your smile, the feeling within you is just telling you about the state of your frequency, of your vibration, your consciousness. What vibrational state is your consciousness in right now? Are you elated or are you deflated? It's just frequency. What we are calling elation and deflation are different frequency tiers or different frequency channels. And if there was a number to it, you see that numbers are completely different. And your emotion is telling you the state of that frequency. So just by that very example, you can see that, or you can envision or imagine that the frequency of poverty is different from the frequency of wealth, right? People who identify themselves as poor or living in poverty or helpless have a totally different frequency and vibration from those who identify themselves as abundant or rich or wealthy. These are two different frequencies, and in essence, they are two different worlds. So you as a being, as a being a magnificent, dynamic, conscious, creative spirit being having this magnificent experience, has the ability to shift between different frequencies. You can tune yourself into a frequency of, say, helplessness and poverty, or you can tune yourself into a frequency of abundance, confidence, wealth, and limitlessness. It depends on you, and it depends on how you see yourself. It depends on what your core program is. And our core programs hold our frequency in the subconscious mind so that we can operate from that base point, which sometimes makes us feel static. It makes us feel static because that base frequency is held so that there can be some coherence of who you are. Otherwise, you'll always be fluctuating and you wouldn't have like a solidified sense of being. And I think that is what the ego is doing. The ego is sort of cohering the energy into a focused point so that you can have a focused reality and you can be a focused being that other people can experience. It's like giving you form, called the identity, making you an I in the everlasting flow of all eyes out of which you emerge from. So to change who you are is about changing your frequency, and you change your frequency through the practices of reprogramming your paradigm, through habits, creating new habits, through repetitions in the theta form that's then reprogram the subconscious mind and form you into a new being. But it's about shifting your frequency. And the reality, the field is made up of infinite frequencies and different versions of you. So all possibilities exist. There's a version of you right now, in the future, in the past, call it what you may call it, that exists in the way you envision it. If you envision yourself as a confident speaker, if you envision yourself as an artist, a multi-million dollar artist, if you envision yourself with a family, with the partner of your dreams, that version of yourself exists right now in the infinite field of all possibilities. It's called the infinite field of all possibilities for a reason, because it exists. We may think about it and envision it through the concept of time because of how our consciousness works and think about it like the future. But it's not really in the future, it exists now. It's your movement towards that vibrational state or that particular frequency that creates the side effect of time, which makes it feel like you are moving into the future. But it exists now, and you can tap into that frequency by tuning your frequency now, and by tuning your frequency into that person now and becoming it, embodying it, imagining it, speaking like that person, being that person now. You are literally creating a vibrational state that is the same as that vision that you have. And then there's vibrational coherence. So there's a quantum entanglement, which in essence eventually makes you become that person, because we are experiencing a time-based reality. So our consciousness will move through time for that unfolding to happen. But it begins by you tuning the frequency into that version now and holding that frequency. And think about it like we are electromagnetic beings, right? Think about it as being a magnet that can tune a particular frequency. So the magnet can tune to, say, a frequency of poverty or a frequency of abundant wealth. If you have a dial here and you tune to poverty, right now your magnet is vibrating that frequency. So it's saying, okay, say for example 63.4. And 63.4 is the frequency of poverty. So it's vibrating at that, and all other beings or entities or cooperative components that are vibrationally matched to that are tuning their radio to that 63.4, guess what? They get attracted to you and they're tuning to your channel. And they're like, oh, that's another poverty person. So then your magnet attracts the same thing and it brings it around you. And before you know, you're living in that world. If you decide to tune into the other frequency, let's say is 103.5, and that is the frequency of wealth, of abundance, and you tune your magnetic quality, your frequency to that 103.5, guess what? All other cooperative components or beings or things that are aligned with that frequency are now on that frequency, and in time they are attracted to you. But in the field, the infinite field is instantaneous. We just experience it out in time in the 3D reality that we're living in. So it begins with your frequency and how you tune it. It's about you, and you have the ability to do that. Consciousness and your conscious mind gives you the ability to change your reality, and you change your reality by tuning your vibration into who you say you are. So who you want to become, you need to tune into that vibration now. Be that, and all the other things will come together to make you that. This, I believe, is how we create our reality, by using the principles of frequency and vibration. I hope this has brought you some value or given you some food for thought, something to think about. And I look forward to any comments you may have or any thoughts as well. Thank you for watching, for tuning in, and as always, I hope this has brought you some good food for thought, something to think about, something to apply in your life. And I'd love to hear your thoughts, your comments. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and keep coming back for the next video, and let's continue to expand our consciousness into greater realizations. Take care and have a wonderful day.